It's Rick Without the K. James presents In My Opinion Podcast.
Don't forget to hit the subscribe button, as well as the notification bell. Thank you for watching.
I got to ask the question after I tell you how this came about. My younger brother wanted to have a vasectomy. In the state that he was supposed to get it done, and his doctor wouldn't allow him to get a vasectomy until he could prove that he had a kid for some reason. And I just thought it was weird, for one. Like, women are allowed to fucking get rid of babies left and right, and nobody tells them shit. But as a dude, I'm like, should a doctor have the right to tell a man if he wants to cut his goddamn nuts, right? So the question is should a doctor have the right to tell a man what to do if we're not allowed to tell a woman what to do with their body?
Okay.
I'll go first.
Go for it. Go for it.
Fuck no, right? that's the short answer. Yeah. For someone who has had a vasectomy, right? And I tell people that was the best thing that I've ever done, right?
Right.
I bust nuts and I don't give two shits about what happens now. And so for any man out there that doesn't know what a vasectomy is, it's where they cut the vas deferens. You shouldn't be able to have kids, even though I say shouldn't, because there's a possibility that you could still have kids. Now, I would kick my doctor straight in his nuts if my vasectomy didn't work, because I ain't going to do this shit again, motherfucker.
You raise them.
But I had my own reasons on why I wanted to have a vasectomy. I did have 2 children. My second child, we had a scare when she was pregnant. He had a cyst in his brain, and we didn't know if he was going to turn out normal. He's half retarded, but I blame that on his mother. So he came out, he just fine. When he was about 9 months old, he had a febrile seizure. And for most of the people that don't know what that is, his temperature was above a certain degree, and he just started seizing. Yeah. And I don't give a fuck how much training I've had in the nursing field. All that shit went out the window that night.
Right.
I saw my little 9-month-old fucking baby with his eyes rolled back on his head, just shaking, and I called 911, crying like a little bitch, like, help me, my baby's. Right. And they were like, take his clothes off. Get him cool, put him, and he stopped seizing. And I was like, it's a miracle. And by the time the ambulance came, my son's like, what y'all motherfuckers doing here? Like, he was normal and shit. But I say that because a couple years ago, I had a friend who her baby was seizing. Yeah. And I was like, give me the baby. Like, someone give me a cold towel. Do this.
So you know how to handle it.
And she was like, oh my God, you saved my kid. Cha-ching, coochie coupon, right?
Cash this in before Thanksgiving. Yeah.
So, where I was like, I wouldn't have known that. But those 2 incidences, and then realizing how expensive kids were, I was like, I'm done. Yeah. And then when I got a divorce, that solidified everything that I did was correct, because I never wanted to have multiple kids from multiple baby mamas. Because I grew up in that, and I knew the way it made me feel like, oh, well, so-and-so is better, or why does so-and-so get more gifts, or why does, whatever it was, where I was like, I don't want to put my kids through any of that shit.
So you don't think a doctor should be able to say to his patient, I'm not doing that?
I think I feel like it's more of a personal thing, but I don't think that goes in the realm of medicine. All your personal bullshit and your personal beliefs should go out the fucking window. It should be what's best for your patient. And if your patient truly believes that they would be better off, and they're like, look, I don't want to have no kids. I know the financial burden that's going to put on me, and I want to move on with my life, and I want to make sure I don't have no kids, then you should allow the motherfucker. Because you can get a reversal.
Rick is over here projecting.
And I've had a friend who's had a vasectomy and didn't have kids for 15 years, met a woman, they wanted to have a kid, he went and got a reversal, and now he's got like a 3-year-old.
But that was reverse that shit, man.
Yeah, I didn't know you could throw the reverse card down like Uno. Like it's Uno. Yeah, reverse.
Skip 4.
So that's my thought. I'm going to shoot it over to you, Rudy.
Bro, I'll make it real simple, man. I do think that a doctor should be able to tell his patient, I'm not doing that. I think that they should be fully, and we shouldn't hold it against them, because if a doctor though, here's the difference. I think that if a doctor meets a woman and she wants an abortion and he is not up for it because he doesn't believe in it, or he doesn't think he's doing the right thing on a personal level, he should be able to say, nope, I ain't doing it. Find somebody else. But that's a doctor. I don't believe that the law should say that a woman must be denied an abortion because that's the law. It doesn't belong there. But a singular individual, a singular person, a singular doctor should be able to look at his male client or male patient and say, you know what, dog? I know where you're coming from. I know you want to bust all these nuts. I know you want to fuck all these hoes. I get it, okay? But you're only 22. so I don't think that this is a good idea, and I don't want to be a part of something that I got a feeling is gonna blow up in your face later on when you're 32 and you actually meet a good woman and you want to actually have a real life with her. So, bro, like, God bless you, but I ain't doing it. You can go find somebody else because the law allows you.
Should they at least tell their patient, look, I'm not gonna do it, but
go ahead and find somebody people for sure. Okay. I mean, yeah. But what I'm saying though, to answer your question, is I do think that it should be there shouldn't be any we shouldn't like be mad at doctors who don't want to do certain things as long as the law isn't written in such a way where something like an abortion or a vasectomy is illegal. I'm okay with that. A doctor should be able to make it their own personal choice as to what they do and don't want to do. I'm okay with that. Just don't write that shit into law because then we got a problem.
Well, they kind of have in Texas, but
that's a problem. You feel me?
When it comes to abortion, but I don't know the law, so I don't really want to step into that bullshit because the way they wrote those laws in Texas were kind of fucked up. Like, they're literally giving these girls like a 9-day window to get that fucking abortion.
Yeah, they're trying to discourage them.
Yeah, it is bullshit the way the law is written.
What do you think, D?
But I also believe, I wanted to say this, is because I think I'm looking at it from the standpoint that most doctors, if they work in an abortion clinic, they know they're going to be an abortion doctor. You know what I mean? So that's not their call. So the same thing is like the dude that cut my nuts. That's all he does. He's like, oh, you're my 6 nuts I've cut today. Like, you know what I mean? So for him to be like, no, that's where I'm like, I don't feel like that doctor shouldn't. Like, that's your job. That's your profession. You decided you wanted to see nuts all day and cut them. Like,
you want to be the nut snipper.
So why are you the one fucking picking which ones you're going to cut and which ones you're not? It's your job. Like, you don't go to your barber and they don't tell you, yeah, I'm going to cut these 3 people's hair, but yours I'm not. Like,
no, but if your barber didn't want to cut a fade, if they didn't want to give you a fade, if they just didn't fucking feel like it, or if they told you, nah, bro, I'm not doing that shit because you look fucked up in a fade, you need to let that shit grow out, and for some odd reason they didn't want to do it, there should be no law that says that this like if I go to Supercuts, they got to do it. You know, if the individual don't want to do it, let it be.
Okay. So with all that said, now that you got everything, because you have a kid, right?
Yeah.
So that's why I thought it was a great question for you.
But I agree with Rudy. But then I hear what you're saying. But as a doctor, right, your professional opinion, and that's how I always feel as a doctor, because sometimes people make decisions based on how they feel now and not looking at the possibility of what the future could bring them. And maybe that doctor's seen enough things in his profession to know, like, nah, guy, you don't really want that. I mean, because if he really wants to get it done, he can get it done.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, if he really wants to get it done.
We ain't even got to do it in the office. Just show up at my house.
He can get it done.
Bring a pair of scissors.
Yeah, he can get it done without bringing baby pictures into the office. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I think that a doctor would know. And I think that doctor's just trying to avoid some, because like, what if? But
okay, to make your point, then they don't ask a woman when they're going in for abortion. They don't give counseling at most
hold up,
states.
you don't know that.
In most states, they don't.
Well, physiologically though, a woman can get an abortion and then get pregnant again easily without having to go back and do an unabortion.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
You don't have to reverse it.
Yeah. There's no reverse card. It's just,
once you tie your tubes, you can't untie them. That's like a knot in the sneaker. It's in there.
Yeah.
But also, if all doctors just did what they were supposed to do, though, Rick, then that would be like a very crass way of doing, of practicing medicine, and you would see doctors out there having some crazy mom or some crazy dad bring their 12-year-old daughter into the plastic surgery spot and be like, give my daughter some double D titties. That's what she wants. She wants some double D titties.
And a lot of doctors are doing
I know, but that's terrible though, right? That's fucking sickening that they would do that. It makes you feel like shit.
Doctors are doing that?
according to Rick, and from
that should be illegal.
That's what I'm saying.
It should be.
But the parents come in with the consent and they say, no, my daughter's 15 and she wants some double D titties. We're going to give them to her.
So I guess the better point that should have been made then in this discussion is, again, maybe there should be counseling on all sides, on liposuction, on these what the fuck? My brain's frozen right now.
Plastic surgery.
Elective surgeries, right? All this plastic elective surgeries, getting a vasectomy, getting an abortion. Maybe you should have to go see a counselor. Let's see what your mental status is. Because I know for my brother, one, I don't believe he's a decent parent. You know what I mean? And two, again, that's for me to say, right? Not him. Maybe he thinks he's great, right? But I also know at that point in time, my brother was first year in law school. He was about, like, he had a vision and kids weren't in it. Right. You know what I mean? So, if there was someone to sit down and talk to him and be like, oh, okay, yeah, you finished your 4-year degree. Now you're in law school, your first year. What kind of law do you plan to practice? You're never going to be there for your fucking kid anyways. Like, you're a selfish son of a bitch anyway.
Man, I think.
Damn, hope your brother ain't listening.
Would make that decision easier if for men we had other options. You know what I'm saying? Like women have birth control, and I think they did invent a birth control for guys.
I've read about this.
If there was a plan B pill for dudes to take, some kind of pill like that,
we'd be popping it like
the night before, and it'll just like stop up the works.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying, or make sure there's no kids on the bus when it leaves.
Right.
Like, who wouldn't take that? Yeah. Like I think guys would. Maybe that.
We'll be eating them like sunflower seeds and shit.
I just wanted to go through a good trial because you know how men are. We'll probably demand a longer trial for this shit than we did for the vaccine.
Right.
We'll probably be like, if they gave us some dick pills that like after 6 months of trials, we'd be like, nah, bro, these are my balls and they're important. You know what I mean?
Well, shit starts falling off.
That's another talk though too that we talked about last time on the podcast is. When I bring up the whole vasectomy, man, like dudes are so into their nuts, like they believe, like the dudes that ask me about a vasectomy, they just, why would you do that? Like your manhood, and I'm like, you're thinking about it all wrong. And it's dudes that I know have multiple baby mamas, never gonna fucking end up paying their child support, can't buy a house, can't do, and I'm like, dude, I just don't want to deal with that shit, bro.
I just don't want to be you.
Yeah, that's just, and again, it is personal preference, right?
That's all, bro. Hey, listen to me, homie. Hey, I understand where you're coming from, but I just don't want to be where you're at. You feel me? Because your shit is pathetic. It's you, dog. Hey, check this out. You see these scissors? You see this ball sack? This is what you could have been. Snip. Could have been out here playing where the players play. And instead.
And a lot of cats are uneducated. They think a vasectomy means like they remove your balls.
Oh yeah,
right.
They think
they
cut
my balls
it's
off.
like a dog.
Well, they're not trying to cut their balls off.
You can keep the balls.
Yeah,
it just don't work no more. Because of dead balls.
Well, I told the story last time. I said, you know what's funny is like I was laying. First off, I had a cute ass MA helping the doctor out. And I was like, I think it's cold in here, right? It's cold in here.
What if she started jiggling your balls and she was like, are you sure?
and then,
bro, that should be the final test right there. That should be the final test. Some badass little Filipino nurse walks in and she starts jiggling them shits, and she be like, they feel heavy. And then
I said they numbed up the balls and shit so they could slice them open, right?
Oh my god.
And people were like, "Oh, that didn't hurt," and I was like, "I don't know, man." Like, and I said, "What was weird is when he started working on it, and I saw smoke rise from my nutsack, bro.
Bro, what the fuck is this all about?
Because he was soldering the vas deferens, right? And I was like, "Are my balls on fire?"
You can smell your own balls burning.
Hey, what did it smell like? Like
fried chicken, right?
I was thinking like,
who's got the George Foreman grill on?
I know mine gonna smell like carnitas for sure. I'm like 80% pork, bro.
Smell like pulled pork over here.
He showed me it too. I said it looked like a little piece of an earthworm and shit.
That's
it was like
fucked up, Rick.
And he's like, "See, don't worry, all done."
Just toss it away like that
on the ground.
Yeah, he's like, "Don't worry."
Disrespectful.
Right, so
put it in the recycling bin.
Go home. And
then you went home right after that?
This is the other argument is most dudes don't realize like you still have residual in there, right? And they don't know what the number is, so they just tell you work it out and don't go and fuck your woman.
Right.
Right?
Not yet.
And then you're supposed to not do like heavy lifting and shit like that for real strenuous workouts for about a week or whatever.
1
and
week?
And ice your nuts and this and that, right? And I tell everybody, you know what's funny is first night I came home, was emotional, just slept. Second day, I was like, man, this don't even feel too bad. Like, because I iced my nuts and a bag of peas on my nuts. Third day, my brother comes home and he's talking about how he's got to move shit in the garage. And I was like, boy, I'll help you. I feel all right.
Out, you fucked up.
Oh, bro, did I fuck up, bro? My nuts swole up to the size of grapefruits, bro.
Oh, God.
And, oh, my God, man. I think my nuts have still not been the same because of that.
Bro.
But that was my own fault. I didn't
Yeah.
listen to my goddamn doctor,
You
right?
fucking got your
I thought I
balls
was
flared
strong.
up.
I was like, had that machismo bullshit where like, fuck that. Ain't nobody can hold me down, goddamn it.
Because think about it, like,
Diddy.
all your force, like all your core and everything is right here in this area, bro. It's like you can't put anything you do, your
that
balls are
I would
involved.
tell everybody, if you get your nuts cut and the doctor tells you don't do anything, don't do anything.
Or just don't
Goddamn,
get your
that-
nuts cut.
No,
just don't
fuck
fucking
that.
cut
Get
them,
your
bro.
nuts cut, bro. Get
If you got a big chick out there and no heavy lifting, she got to understand.
She gotta wait. She gotta wait.
Yeah, Big Shirley. Yeah, she got a lot of weight.
Hey, Cheryl.
And that's the problem.
What's wrong, baby? I thought we was gonna get it in. Bitch, you're too big.
So
You're
they
fucking big. All right, I can't do it.
They offered you cash money, no taxes,
No.
$50,000.
No.
Get your nuts cut.
No, I love my balls, bro. I know they ain't much, but they're mine. You know what I'm saying? And I don't want to disturb them, man. I don't want to disturb them. I can't do it. Even if I had 10 kids, I don't want to tinker with what I already got hooked up. I don't want to fuck with it. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna do my best to leave it the way it is when I'm dead. That in terms of how I got it, you know, based off how I got it. I don't want to switch it up.
50 grand.
Keep my balls.
Fuck yeah. I would take the 50 grand and I would take some of it and pay off the child support from the other mistake that I made when my balls were working correctly. And then I'll keep the difference.
And then I keep the difference.
Like $12,000.
The vast difference.
At least you get your goddamn nuts cut. Jesus.
Ah, no, bro. 50 grand.
And then look at your kid every time. You know what I had to do to pay for you?
Oh my
Hey,
God.
I get him
Let
a
me show
car.
you. Let me show you. Zip.
I get him a car. He's like ready for a car now anyway. I'm like, you want a car? Cool. Because you ain't getting no brothers.
Right.
Or sisters.
Hey, guess what? You got a little brother. Bro, no, I'm good, man. I'll pass, man. Keeping my balls.
Yeah, $50K. Why would they even want to pay me $50K? for my balls?
$50,000.
I'm just saying, if they was doing $150 for this vaccine, bro, they should be able to.
Okay, then, I mean,
I'm just saying from a health department stance, bro. Like some of these dudes that are out here fucking everything, they should offer them like money. Like here,
stop fucking.
yeah,
vasectomy?
yeah.
Like Future.
I'm gonna pay you this much to, and females too.
Yeah.
We've all met that female that has fucking 8 kids, 7 baby daddies and shit. Like, come on, pay this bitch to. Like, I would rather spend my tax money on that shit. Have you stopped making kids that I'm paying for, bitch?
I got a homeboy who has his baby mom. He has 2 kids with her, and that's her 10th and 11th kid. And I was like, the only thing I'm thinking, like, how good is that box?
I mean, for reals, huh?
Like, to where, like, you already know she, after, like, kid 4, baby daddy 4, you already know she ain't shit.
She got bad decisions in her.
But that box must be so tantalizing.
Right? It's like, I can't pull
You
out.
know, like, you just can't. I'm like, I don't even want to see nothing like that.
Bruh,
I
and
don't want to
then
experience nothing like that.
he had baby number 10 with her and then went back,
And double down.
fucking got another one up in there.
Almost a dozen.
Oh my God.
She
Bro, I
get
can't do it.
If she bought a dozen donuts, only one kid would be mad.
She just split it. Like, here you go. Y'all split that. Bro, fuck that, man. 12 kids, I mean, I don't know. Like, I'm not trying to pass judgment on people, but it's like, unless you're planning that shit out, it's like, bro, you're managing your life wrong.
And for
If you don't
any
have
dude
a
that
farm, you don't need 12
Right,
kids.
right.
For any man that has gone through that court system, bro, I think you would just. I think that's again why you're like, nah, fuck that. But I think if you had a baby mama and you was dealing with, you'd be like, you know what, have her cut it herself. Goddamn it. I think that's what it is too. Is you know that the system
Right.
is so unfair for a male,
Right.
Definitely.
that you're just like. I don't understand when dudes have multiple baby mamas that go through the court system. I'm like, how many How many fuck ups are you gonna have,
Yeah,
bro?
bro,
Like,
like-
cause I couldn't. Like, I am literally down to under 40 days, and I would never do this shit again. Never.
I gotta bring this up since we on the topic. All right, because as a man, once your sperm leaves your body, you have no control over it.
Right.
Case in point, the thing with Drake and the hot sauce. Remember that?
Oh,
Yeah,
right.
yeah,
Right.
yeah.
Now there's this guy. His name is the lead attorney. I watch his on YouTube too. He's this black attorney. He gives like good legal advice on current events, like from a legal perspective. And he actually said that lady has like a valid case. Now I would think that it's just horse shit totally. Like
Yeah.
throw that shit out. You know what happened with that, right? Are you familiar with that?
Somewhat, but
So Drake had this chick, and then he had sex with her consensually. That was very, documented. But after that, he went in the bathroom, took the condom off, put hot sauce in it, tied it back up, and threw it away.
Huh.
She goes in the bathroom, takes the condom out, and tries to impregnate herself,
This-
but doesn't know it's hot sauce in there and burns her vagina.
Crazy bitch.
And then she wants to sue Drake because she burnt her pussy trying to steal his sperm.
And what was the reasoning that this lawyer said that she had
who
a
keeps hot
case?
sauce in the bathroom though?
Gotta keep it in your purse,
No,
bro.
Drake had
And I'm Mexican.
No, Drake had his own hot sauce just for that purpose.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was. Yeah,
So wait. So what did the lawyer say? How did the lawyer say that she had a case here?
because it could I don't know if it was like not that she would win the case, but he said that there could be enough. You know what I'm saying? Just because the nature of I guess how did he explain it? 'Cause it sounded like
I
horseshit
think
to me.
I
That's
understand what
fucking
you're saying
crazy, dog.
because at fast food restaurants they had to stop doing it too. Like when they would take all the food,
Yeah.
they would make. I'm old, right? So when I worked at Jack in the Box in the late '90s, they would make us take like Windex and cleaners and shit and throw it in the garbage and then tie it up and then fucking toss it. But if a homeless person came and ate that shit that had Windex on it, and then we would be liable because they ate, even though it was in the garbage.
Even though it was
can.
garbage, yeah.
So it's probably something like that.
Something like that.
So are they?
it's
So
probably something
okay, but
like
does that mean that a woman could go pull a condom out of a garbage can, get herself pregnant, and then go back to the person who it was that she didn't even
Probably,
fuck and be
bro.
like, hey, you owe me child support?
Again, if you've been in the child support system, yep. I'm gonna say 100%.
that's crazy,
like,
man.
Like I think we talked about that. This is the only state that you only get 2 years to question paternity.
Yeah.
And if you wait after those 2 years and
That's
you
your
don't
kid.
question, yep, you're paying child support for the
This-
rest of that kid's fucking.
This ain't the worst state. I think it's I want to say it's Minnesota or some state where this guy he got like a settlement or something, right? And the whole town knew. So this chick who he never had sex with found out about it, got pregnant, and put his name on the birth certificate.
Trifling.
And he had to fight that. And
Trifling.
I don't think he won.
Bro,
I
what
wanna
the
say-
fuck, man?
And he never had sex with her at all.
What
But
the fuck?
She put her I think in California the guy has to put his own name on there.
Yeah.
I think over there wherever it was she didn't put his name on there herself and said it.
Bro, I
There's
hope.
certain states, bro. There's certain states like Maryland. I think you got to pay for your kid. You continue to pay not just their college, but you continue to pay child support until they're done with college. Bro.
That's fucking ridiculous. I hope that dude who in Minnesota who got his name put on there, I hope he fucking wins that kid over, lures him into his world, and fucking makes him hate his own mother. That's fucked up, bro. Like, how the fuck you gonna do that?
It's vindictive,
Bro, that's fucking terrible, dog.
If you go on YouTube and you start looking up because I got a crazy baby mom situation. So when I go on YouTube,
Let's shout her name out.
I start fuck you, she knows who the fuck she is. Hey,
He look right to the camera too.
you know
Because
who
I will in about 37 days.
But if you go on that and you just go into this hole of despair of like so many guys getting jacked over by the system, and it's like this system, the child support system, is super unfair.
Absolutely.
Like there's no they don't care what happens to us. Once I tell all guys out there, yo, you can only control what happens as long as you control your sperm. If
Right.
it leaves your body and it goes someplace that it's not supposed to be, you're screwed.
Right.
You're screwed. Even if it's in a cup somewhere and she finds the cup
You're fucked.
and it's viable,
Yeah. And hey, Brandon, and
that's theft.
when women become the breadwinners, because right now men still typically make more money, right? But if and when women become the breadwinners in this country, if they're gonna flip the whole shit around, and because that's all it comes down. It's not that they hate men. It's just that we're the ones who bring in the money. So if you make sure that these laws are always against men, you're more likely to be able to pull money out of them. But when they flip the shit around and women start making more money, they're gonna flip the laws around. So all y'all ladies that are fighting for this wage gap to close up, don't fight too hard. Because if you win that shit, you're gonna be stuck with all this fucking child support drama that men have to deal with.
I can't wait to be a fucking bitter baby daddy. Let that shit flip over for me.
Right. I will say this to piggyback off that statement is because I want to make this clear. One, my baby mama make twice what I do.
Right.
So that's
but it doesn't average it out. I'm talking about that.
I think again, I believe that these laws were written 60, 70 years ago. And that's why they stand the way they are. That's why the court system is. And I believe there has been a big change. I think that wage gap is a lot smaller than you think. There's a lot of women in the workforce that make good fucking money.
Yeah.
You know, the girl that I'm with now.
I'm just joking about the wage
right?
gap. But on average, though, men still make more money than women. That's why the laws are built the way that they're built.
But what I want to put out in the world is one. I think I've only come across 2 women that have paid child support, right?
Yeah.
And those dudes fucking love you guys, right? So,
You are.
Yeah, we won one to 158
I bet you those dudes
million,
wouldn't
right?
want to be in that situation. Though. If they can make that whole situation evaporate, I bet you they would
But
choose to.
You know why? Because the dude's not going to go after a woman's money.
Yeah.
The dude just wants his kid, and I think women use that as the tool. Like, no, if you want to see your kid, then pay me. Where it's just like, man, it's disgusting.
Yeah.
So I just want to put that out in the world where I don't think it's necessarily the wage gap, but I do think those laws are still getting implemented from way back when, and that does need to change. And I've said this in the past, I think it's going to change because what happens when you're the same sex marriage then? Now if it's 2 dudes, now neither one of them are good enough for the fucking kid.
Well,
you know what I mean?
Here's the thing: it's not just the wage gap in reality; it's the perception of society as a whole. Because society as a whole still it would have, like he said, it would have to be a total paradigm shift. Like not just realistically, but just the way that people look at it.
Right.
Just like you said, like guys don't go after women for child support usually when they can or if they could, because it's just not.
It's not in us.
Socially acceptable. But if it ever flops where it is socially acceptable, then things might change at that point.
Yeah. And just for clarification, like I'm against the paradigm shifting. I don't want to partake in that bitch assness. You understand what I'm saying? I hate to see a man look at, for example, Will Smith, Johnny Depp. I've been seeing a lot of this on social media where toxic femininity has been getting tossed around. And look, we all know toxic femininity exists. That's not a fucking mystery. But the thing that I love about being a man is that it's not in me to complain and bitch and moan about a toxic woman. Because I know that I have the power to shut that shit down whenever the fuck I want. If I'm dealing with a toxic woman, aside from the fact that maybe she got me by the balls through the laws that are set up, like we have a baby together and she just got me by the balls.
Right.
But if it's not that though, and I'm just dealing with a toxic woman, it's not in me to complain and bitch and moan about it. And I get absolutely nothing. There is no honor in pointing out how stupid I've been for being with the toxic woman. Like a lot of women will point out, like, I've been with this guy for 7 years and he's been so toxic. Bitch, leave.
Right.
And to me, when I see guys pointing that out, well, you know, guys, we get toxic femininity too, and you know they got to think about how we feel. Nah, bro, you just a little bitch. You should have been left 7 fucking years ago. Like, there's no honor in that. I'm not giving you your no props. Like motherfuckers didn't know that bitches were crazy already. Like we didn't fucking know that. Like we didn't know that women could be toxic as well.
So you with the Johnny Depp thing, what do you think about that?
Well, maybe tell me exactly what's going on with the Johnny Depp thing. Like, do they have kids together? Is that a situation where
they don't have kids together? What happened is she accused him of domestic violence and pretty much ruined his whole career. He was pulled out of Disney movies. He lost everything over that. And he didn't do anything.
Okay.
She lied about everything.
Right.
So like a situation like that, like it's, and you could tell like what you, if you watch the trial, you could tell that it's hard for him to get up there and say these things. He didn't want to do this. He tried to like get her to settle out, but she wouldn't do it because she had lied so much and she had so much on the line with her lies.
She had to go with it.
She had to.
Yeah.
I mean, she went so far as to put makeup
How much
on
time
her
do you
face.
think she's gonna serve if they catch her in this?
Man, they should.
They should throw
Zero.
the fucking book at her. No, we don't know that yet.
Zero.
We
she
don't.
is going to get zero.
No. Hold on a
fucking
second.
time.
If she doesn't get any time, it's because she's got a really good lawyer. It won't be just because she's a woman.
Oh,
Not
because she
now
is
there-
a woman.
Now there may be some empathy on behalf of the courts and shit like that, but I highly doubt that absolutely nothing will happen to her if she did violate the law. If she violated the law, I'm sure something will happen to her. But to go back to the point though, when I see a dude who's been violated emotionally and mentally and even physically by a woman, unless she's got a gun or a knife or she's like threatening your life with deadly force, bro, don't fucking come complain to me about like, oh, my girl, the way she treats me, and the other day she hit me, and I don't want to hear that shit, dog. I'm like, fucking man up. I'm like, and that's what I'm saying at the beginning of this whole thing. I said, I don't want to see the paradigm shift because I'm not with the bitch assness. You know what I'm saying? You're a man. If you want to end the shit, end the shit.
Have
know
you
what I mean?
ever seen
It's
or
not
been
that
with
cut
a
and
woman
dry,
that you question why that dude is with? Because I think we've all seen some dude that has been with that woman that just
Yeah,
I know that guy.
Yeah.
I know a couple of those guys. And I tell him like, yo, what the fuck is wrong?
Exactly. If he's your friend, you're gonna be like, no, fuck, stop complaining about her, bro. You the one being a fucking
with
idiot.
you? And after a while, it's like, yo, I don't want to hear what you got to say no more.
Exactly. You want to be in this mess.
Right, but
We don't do that with women, and I'm okay with that though. See, that's the difference though. I don't want the paradigm shift. I want women to continue to get all the empathy even when they're making illogical decisions. I don't want men to try to feed off of that. There's no honor in that.
no, men should be men at all times.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
with that being said, though, there does have to be something said. I think there needs to be some changes made so women with the most evil, foul intentions don't have the power that they have currently. Because right now they can do a lot of shit unchecked. You know what I'm saying? Like if you're a guy and you get a chick pregnant, and here's the thing too, monsters don't start in the beginning. You know what I'm saying? Like most times you might think this is a good thing. And that's how they get you in. Like a crazy woman is also a great actor. She's gonna pull you in, lure you in, and then once she's got you emotionally, that's when the hammer drops.
Right.
So it's not like, I mean, there are bitch ass dudes who get caught up in anything by anybody.
Right.
But there are certain women that I would consider them like predatory when it comes to how they treat men. You know what I'm saying? And the law is set up to where,
Mom.
like, look at Brittany. Look at Brittany Reiner.
Yeah.
The chick that was stalking dude. He was in high school or whatever, and she was coming to his games. And then she gets, whatever happened with their relationship, still, she was a grown ass woman. She knew more than him.
Right.
She picked him out, caught him when he was like naive.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? Before he had to really got to experience all some grown ass pussy, and then got a baby by, and then she talks the shit. She's like she's on her fucking shit talking about if you want to cake off and fuck one of these NBA or NFL dudes. You know what I'm saying? So it's up to the guy to be smarter, but you got to realize there are women out here that are predators.
And because the law is backing them, then in those cases, I do look at the man and I'm like, bro, I got a lot of empathy for you because you fucked up, but the punishment doesn't match your crime. You got pussy whipped.
Right.
But I don't think that the proper punishment for being pussy whipped and for being played is that now you're linked to this woman legally for years. I don't agree with the law right there. But if that dude, I forget the basketball player's name, whatever his name was, PJ Washington or something like that? Something. But if that dude was just one of my homies that I've had in the past, or even myself that I've been just a sucker over some girl, and I'm bitching and crying because she's treating me like shit, and we ain't got no kids and she ain't got no legal standing over me, nah, bro, you ain't getting my fucking empathy. Yeah,
I feel
I'm not gonna sit here and baby you when the truth is that you just pussy whipped. You know what I'm saying? But once they have a baby and I see that he's getting punished in a way that I don't think he deserves, then for sure he gets all my empathy after that.
Right. And see, that's the thing when women that use that tactic, usually they drop some kind of anchor, whether it's a kid or something. Like they don't, because they know they can't act a fool. Like just like you said, the average guy, a real guy, is like gonna step off. Like, you acting crazy. I don't need this shit. I don't live with you. I don't have no kids with you. We're not married.
I'm tired of getting humiliated.
I'm out.
Yeah.
But see, they don't really do that shit till they drop an anchor. Like,
Yeah, exactly.
my one homeboy's going through it right now. He didn't start really going through it till he got her pregnant. Once she got pregnant, when even my own baby mom, she was cool until she got pregnant,
Right.
and she had that confidence that now I have this guy.
Right.
Then she started being her true self, and there's no protection.
But that's where I tell people, since I'm down to under 40 days, I said, watch that power shift. When she knows there's no longer any control and my kid can go and see his father whenever, and oh man.
You know what's going to happen
man,
though, right? You know what's going to happen.
I'm going to turn into an alcoholic.
No. What's going to, well, maybe, but what's the only thing she's going to be able to do now is, this would be my guess. My guess is that before she had the law to manipulate you, but now she's going to go over the final frontier for men, for us to conquer, and our final vulnerability that we make available to the rest of the world. She's going to go after your ego. She's going to talk about how you ain't shit, how you never did shit.
No, she does that already.
No, I know,
but
now it's like that's going to be her singular
I will
channel.
tell you what she is doing, right? What she is doing is, because my oldest lives with me, my youngest doesn't. But my youngest has made it apparent is she's giving him the freedom and allowing him to do way more than my oldest, because she's trying to win him over,
right,
and doesn't want him coming to live with me like my oldest did.
And that's a strike to your ego.
And it's
a detriment to the child.
Where again,
yeah,
I'm still winning that conversation because you're making the two children feel different. Now.
Right.
Why are you harder on the oldest and the youngest gets to smoke weed in the house and shit at 17, but yet the oldest wasn't allowed? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's because she's allowing shit that she doesn't want to happen because she's afraid to lose what she has. So it's a control thing.
Yeah.
Where I'm just like, and I told my son there will be a certain time, Dad's here for you all the time.
Right.
That her MO is gonna change, and okay, or I know the dynamic of a step parent. I said the stepdad will be like, no, why does he get to do this, do that, and we have our own two kids we got to worry about.
Right.
And that's where I'll be like, hey son, the room's right there for you. You move in whenever you want.
Come smoke weed with Pops.
Yeah. I win this situation.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So whatever hand she's playing, like it worked 15 years ago.
Right.
It don't work no more.
It ain't gonna work no more.
Like your time is running out, so I'm cool with that.
36 days and counting.
Yeah, baby. So yeah. Oh, he said it, man. I told him, I said, I haven't drank in like 3 years, right? I took a shot with my son when he turned 21 a couple weeks ago. But other than that, I haven't drank in about 3 years. But that night when he turns 18 on the 27th, and I said, but I think we're celebrating his birthday on the 28th. I plan on getting fucked up. And I said, so I said, you want to shoot a podcast? That's the night to shoot a podcast, because I'm gonna be.
Bro, I want to interview this fool. Be like, man, tell me about your journey.
Tell me about the most fucked up thing, and I'll just, hey, remember when? And I'll be like, don't ever air that shit out.
I'm against the paradigm, D. I don't want to. I hate that notion, man. I hate that notion.
I don't either. I just want some accountability on the other side.
Absolutely.
And a little bit more protection for the guys that deserve it.
Yeah.
A lot of them don't.
Yeah.
But there's some that do when we get caught in the middle. And I say we because I'm one of those guys.
Yeah.
And I think that's best said, man. It is some accountability on the other side and making them own up to the bullshit. Because I feel like right now women don't have to. A woman can just make the allegation and it becomes true. And it's harder for a dude. Like you said, you see Johnny Depp trying to fucking, what's going to happen at the end? Right. You know what I mean? He's lost out probably millions and millions of dollars.
He's probably quiet in that courtroom and looking all serious because he's like, it's fucking embarrassing that I'm even going through this.
Have you watched any of the trial?
No, I haven't.
You got to, bro. Johnny Depp is hilarious, bro. He's always Jack Sparrow. You know what I'm saying? Like, what
he showed up with a hook in his
damn near. He just like his mannerisms, like, you know how the Jack Sparrow shit. I'm like, yo, this really him.
Yeah.
Look, she shit in his bed.
Bro, what the fuck is that, dog?
She shit in his bed?
She got mad at him and she shit in his bed where her friends are over. She shit on his side of the bed, and then her and her friends are laughing at it. He's all fucked up, drunk. He goes to bed, lays in the shit.
In the shit?
Her shit. Then she started blaming on the dogs. He's like, I've known these dogs for many years.
Bro.
I've seen their shits many times. It was never had
This is not Scruffy's poo-poo.
my dogs don't eat corn. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Bruh. Now, and this is what I love. This is what I love. This is what I mean when I say I don't ever want the paradigm to shift. If I do that to my girl,
You're dead.
I'm borderline a homicidal maniac. And everybody around my girl, not just her friends, not just her family, but her guy friends, other people that she talks to, they're gonna hear that story. They're gonna be like, he did what? He shit on your side of the bed and you laid on it while you were drunk? Girl, you need to get the fuck up out of there. I swear to God, you call me if he even fucking thinks about shitting in the house. If he even goes to the bathroom, you call me, I'll be there. And I want that to stay that way. But what happens if it happens to me? I go and I tell my boys, man, they're going to talk shit for 50 years. Yeah. And I don't ever want that to change.
And I'm going to hire her
I don't ever want that
for
to
some
change.
prank videos because she sounds like she's...
Because if
we're doing some prank TikTok videos.
If a dude is in a situation where he has a woman shitting in his bed, he is allowing that to happen. Unless there's some sort of legal hold on him for some reason, which I'm not, as far as I know, I'm not aware of.
They're married.
Okay. But he could fucking walk away from that. He's Johnny Depp. He's rich. That divorce ain't shit for him.
He's tried. He said, like, this the thing, like, she would do. Like, she would argue with him, right? And then he would, like, go into another room. They got a big house.
Yeah.
She would get mad. Or he would leave, and she would show up to wherever he was at in her nightgown, yelling, causing a scene, yelling outside.
Crazy.
Yeah, so it wasn't like he can avoid the chick. Like, he tried to leave, but when a chick is crazy, she just wants to destroy you.
Yeah.
Once a chick declares war on you, there's nowhere to go. You got to fight.
Don't
this.
matter.
Yeah, you got to fight it, and you got to take care of it right there.
Boy, Charlie Murphy, my main man, Rick James. That's the one you think, the comedian Rick James. Get up.
I can't hear my neighbor crying. I can't breathe.
Don't forget to hit the subscribe button, as well as the notification bell. Thank you for watching.